that maybe hasn't been brought out is that the audit committee charter, which is where the commission gives the audit committee its authority, assigns a responsibility to the audit committee to review and approve the audit plan. So the county auditor at every meeting, that's 2 meetings, that's 6 meetings a year, meetings every 2 months, provides his audit plan, which states the audits he's done, the audits he's working on, and the audits he plans for the future. Every member of that committee has the responsibility to look at that. If they don't approve of it, they need to speak up. So I think part of that burden lies on the committee. If people felt as though the audit committee needed to recommend that he audit the trustee's office, committee members should have spoken up.
Now, during those presentations by Richard Walls to the audit committee, was there ever a complaint that he wasn't focused on the right issues or that he wasn't doing enough audit work?
I do not recall that there was ever any recommendation given to him specifically to audit certain areas such as the trustee's office. I don't recall there was ever anything that any time it was said, you've only looked at 3 audits, you need to be working 6 audits.
A lot of people scratching their heads over this whole issue, you know, even people who don't know Richard Walls, but wonder what the real agenda here is, if there is a hidden, you know, of course we in the media are always looking for hidden agendas and those kinds of things. What do you make of all of this? What is the issue between Joe Carcello, do you believe, and Richard Walls?
I'm an auditor. I deal in facts. I do not want to speculate as to what an issue what issues are there. I do not feel as though that Richard Walls has been treated fairly. How can someone be terminated for unsatisfactory performance when it has been, he said, since 2008, since he's been given a performance appraisal? That's not appropriate. I don't think that's the normal process for the county. I think the county does annual performance appraisals on its employees.
Well, let's go to Joe Carcello again. We've invited him on this program. He declined, but he did speak to us this past week. Here's what he had to say about Richard Walls' performance.
I just think it's disingenuous to claim that he had no sense that there was real tension or concern around his performance. Candidly, if there wasn't that, the RFP for internal audit outsourcing services went out approximately a year ago, and we never would have started a process like that if his job performance had been satisfactory.
Again, that's Joe Carcello, chairman of the audit committee, and he also said, listen, I don't know what all this talk about underlying agendas are. You know, I've been doing this for 5 years for free, and I don't need the headache of all this. So that's Joe Carcello. You now have stepped away and stepped off the audit committee because of this issues, of the things you've stated. But you're also going to recommend to your organization that perhaps they don't bring another person forward to fill your seat, correct?
I think I'm going to recommend they consider it, and if they do decide to, I think there needs to be perimeters, that there cannot be any of these outside meetings that they're not aware of. They need to be emailed and told of these meetings. I think if they do have these meetings, then minutes from those meetings need to be written up and shared with the person so they're not taken by surprise, particularly if it's a very critical issue that's discussed in those meetings.
Mary, I don't know how versed you are in the politics of this county or any other county out there